sports, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. I hope you had a nice weekend. Weather-wise, kind of interesting to start the weekend. A little bit of drizzle, plenty of clouds, some gusty breezes. But as we went through the day, things really turned around. It wasn't by any stretch a warm day, but it was very pleasant. We did have some wind to contend with, but for the most part, any outdoor activity, and there was a lot of it going on over the weekend, you had a chance to get out and have some fun. With the family, individually, whatever was the case. Yesterday, just a beautiful day again to get some things done. A little bit later on, we'll be talking to Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville, and he'll tell us about some of the things that we should be looking at here as we move through the week. Because one thing is for sure, it's going to be warm, and it's also going to be very dry. There is a system down in the Gulf that will materialize into a tropical storm anyway, and very possibly a weak Category 1 hurricane before it hits shore. And right now it appears as though that system, which is along the Texas coast, is going to be moving into and around New Orleans and then eventually spill into the Tennessee Valley. So just how far to the north it gets, we'll just have to see. But right now, it doesn't look like that system is going to affect our weather at all until maybe the second half of the upcoming weekend. Matthew, on the thermometer right now, what have we got?
Well, right now, over at the airport, it's sunny at 70. Over in Midland, it's mostly sunny at 72. Here at Radio Center, it's sunny at 71. We have west winds at 18, gusting up to 25 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.02, and it's steady.
Right now, those temperatures that we're looking at were pretty close to the warmest temperatures we had over the weekend. So it's onward and upward. 78 more than likely is going to be easily reached for us here in the Great Lakes Bay region. And some of you will more than likely see 80 degrees on the thermometer. If you don't today, you will tomorrow. And then by Wednesday, you'll be warmer still, looking at least 85. Don't be surprised if we see some double eights as we move into the second half of the work week, temperature-wise. And all the way through this period, we're going to be seeing not only the sunshine, very little, if any, chance of precipitation, but which isn't really going to be all that bad, humidity. We're not going to have a lot of humidity to contend with. It does appear right now as though we're going to be into a fairly dry stretch here, with lower humidities, warmer temperatures. So if you have anything outdoors that needs water, it might be a very good idea to start today or tonight, because those plants outside, whatever you're doing, they're going to need some moisture from you, or a system anyway, because we are going to be looking at a pretty dry and not so humid series of days. That's going to be quite a bit of evaporative loss is going to be affecting some of these plants. So just be advised. There is a high pressure system that's over Lake Superior. It's going to be dropping into and around Lake Ontario as we move through the day tomorrow. So that's the reason why our weather is going to be the way it will be. And that high pressure system is going to be lingering to the east of us. So eventually it's going to be pulling some of that warm air up into the state. And as I said, a fairly dry air right now, but the Gulf is busy. The Gulf is active. So don't be surprised if a little bit later on in the week, Wednesday and Thursday, to the south of us, moving into and possibly around Tennessee, we're going to see some precipitation move there. But right now, all the projections are indicating that the system itself is not going to be a strong hurricane. It might be a tropical storm, but all the way through that period, it is going to have the potential of pushing some moisture our way. Later on in the weekend, second half of the weekend, it appears right now. That's the way things are going to be shaping up. Normal high for this time of the year is 76. The normal low is 54. On this date, record high set in 1931. It was 98. And on this date in 1931, that was the warmest day we've had in recording history. 98 was our high, 70 was our low. Now, the coldest ever was set in 1924 on this date. 54 was our high and 43 was our low. The record low on this date, though, was 37, and that was set back in 1949. A year ago, 71 was our high, 52 was our low. We had no precipitation, about 0.2 of an inch for the month of September. For the year last year, we had a little bit better than 27 inches of rain. For the year this year, out at MBS International Airport, under 20, 19.2 inches of precipitation. Sun will set this evening at 7:56, rise tomorrow morning at 7:11. Long range outlook to take us all the way through the 22nd of the month is for our temperatures to continue to be much above normal for this time of the year, precipitation pattern to be below normal for this time of the year. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Rummel Agency. They're glad that you made it through the weekend without a bump or a nick. If you did, it might have been a very good idea to be working with the folks at the Rummel Agency. You know, when it comes to agriculture, when it comes to farming, harvest, it's upon us right now. And the need is out there to make sure that you are very careful. There's a lot of risks that go in to farming and being an agribusiness owner. And we're not just talking damages or things like that. We're talking just making sure that your farm is protected. They know that you're more than a number. They know that you have a family, goals and dreams for the future, and that they're very important to you. That's why they want to get to know you one-on-one so they can help get the right farm insurance protection for you and your family. The Rummel Agency, with offices in Frankenmuth, Saginaw, and Carroll. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Gary, I hope you had a nice weekend.
Good morning, Terry. I sure did. Hopefully you did as well.
Sure did. Got a lot of work done.
You always get all your work done. How do you do it?
Well, I don't know. I just got to keep that salve handy so when I get done, just rub it into these weary bones, you know.
There you go.
Yeah. So are the traders very happy today? I noticed, I thought it was soybeans were having a pretty good day.
Yeah, soybeans are kind of leading the way here this morning, Terry. We had another export sale report this morning. Demand continues to come. We assume this is China again, and kind of a growing bullish development is that we're seeing some extreme dryness in central Brazil, and that's where the early soybean planting is kind of halted right now, just because it's too dry to plant. So that's going to be a story as we move forward too. So I think that's getting a little bit of support for the soybeans here early Monday as well. So.
But other than that, what do we have to look forward to? I think we're pretty much reported out for right now, aren't we?
Well, Thursday we're going to get a USDA production report. So that's, again, they're expecting a record corn yield to be revealed. The average estimate is 182.4 bushel per acre, and and this, even with our in the states here with our dry weather, we've taken some top yields off the soybeans, but the average estimate's still coming in at 53.2 billion. For that soybean crop. So yeah, it's we got a little bit of numbers coming out Thursday, and we're gonna just kind of watch China's. They should be ramping up some more U.S. soy purchases, because we look at our value versus South America's value, we're 80 cents above it. So we expect to see more Chinese demand, and that's going to support this bean market moving forward as well. So, but a couple red numbers on the board today. Corn's kind of back and forth here, but right now we got cash wheat down 2, Terry, at 540 on the white, 465 on the red. New crop for next year also down 2 at 601 on the white, 516 on the red. Let's call cash and new crop corn unchanged. That puts the cash at 326, the new crop at 336, and then cash and new crop soybeans up 14, Terry, at 939.
I did see some silage corn come off over the weekend.
Yeah, no, I've heard that too. I haven't seen it, but I've heard that's happening. So yeah, it's a good indicator that it's drying down fast, probably too fast for those guys. So
well, and yeah, I think that's why we're probably seeing it right now, because the prospects for any moisture aren't very good. So.
No, exactly.
But and again, it kind of amazes me a little bit how widespread this dry is. Central part of the United States has been dry all the way along after kind of a wet spring, early spring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we continue. You continue to see the heat and the dryness. The past few weeks, and it's really sapped soil moisture out, and it's like we said, it's definitely taking the top end off some of the yields out there for sure. So,
well, you have yourself a great day, Gary.
I will. You do the same.
Will do. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Incidentally, that crop progress report, we're going to be interested in that, because the last report we got, which was last Wednesday, I believe it was, it showed that more than a third of the subsoil moisture was rated quite low, and close to 40% of the state soil was rated, topsoil was rated dry to very dry. And we haven't seen any conditions that would alleviate some of that. So I'm just wondering how much more it's going to be this report than it was last report. Over to Oppenheimer we go with Doug Klein. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, making those agricultural loans since 1895. They've got locations to serve you all across the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. They help you stay up to date on industry trends and the trends of your operation. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust, equal opportunity lender, and member FDIC. Market report also brought to you by Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. We saw a lot of old tractors at the Octagon Barn over the weekend. Beautiful machines and a lot of restoration going on. A lot of it coming from parts and expertise from the folks at Steiner, because they understand how your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. 800-234-3280 or go to steinertractor.com. Doug Klein, I hope you had a good one this last weekend.
I sure did. How about you?
I sure did, and I filled up at $2.99 a gallon.
Nice.
That was no points included on that one.
Yeah, I used some points and got it for $2.19.
Ooh. I did see some E85 a little bit further south of us here, and they were in the dollar. I think it was about $1.90.
Wow.
I saw it like, wow. And here I am with a full tank.
Well,
and I thought I was doing good at $2.99.
Not bad. Gasoline is trading about $1.90 on the wholesale, so $2.55 should be in the works. We don't know. Stock market had a rough week last week, worst week in a couple of years, but bouncing back a little bit today, 1% or so. I don't know if it's real or not, but bottom fishers for now are closing in on it a bit. we'll see what happens. The Fed is next week. 73% of the geniuses out there think it's going to be a quarter point rate cut, and 27% of the geniuses out there think it's going to be a 50 bip rate cut. So we'll see who wins that battle. But either way, they're looking at a rate cut. Hard to say what the market does with that. Sometimes they're too late, to stop anything. So we'll see. You just don't know. Google hit a 6-month low today, so that's kind of disturbing to some people. That's one of the Magnificent Seven, and they've been on a hot tear for a long time now, kind of supporting the stock market in general. So we shall see. Anyway, so here's your numbers. December corn, 405.5, down 3/4 of a penny. March corn, 424.25, down 1/4 of a penny. November soybeans, 1018.25, up 13.25. January soybeans, 1036, up 13.5. December wheat, 564.5, down 2.5. And March wheat is 583.75, down 2 3/4. The crude oil is 68.01, up 34 cents. Heating oil is 211.74, down or up 0.2 of a penny. Gasoline 190.64, up a penny, and natural gas 217.5, down a dime. Currencies: Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3560 Canadian. That's down 11 ticks. The dollar buys 142.87 yen. That's up 60 ticks. The euro is at 110.42, down 40 ticks. The dollar is at 101.58, up 40 ticks. Gold's at 24.92.10, down $1.40. Silver's 28.12, up 32 cents. Platinum's 9.40, up $22. And copper's at 4.13, up 5.5 cents.
You have yourself a good day, Doug.
Thanks. Yep, you too.
We'll talk to you later. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They've got all the expertise that you're probably looking for when it comes to fall tillage, getting things ready for next year. And of course, Dairyland Seeds, they're your headquarters for that. They've been serving folks since 1983. Serving you is their business at Freeland Bean and Grain. Let's take a look at the sugar beet industry and see what's going on, see how sweet it is. Robert Stoutenberg joining me right now. His report brought to you by Foster Blue Water Oil and Blue Flame Propane. Rob, good morning.
Morning, Terry. How you doing?
Hey, we're doing pretty good. A little dry out there, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I'd say we're on the dry side. I'd take anywhere from a half inch to an inch of rain right now to try to soften up the ground. And, yeah, we'll take some rain.
We'll take some rain, and it really wouldn't hold anybody back from anything either, because that water, that ground is really dry.
Yeah, and I'll say, looking at the couple tenths that we got on Friday, it didn't hold anybody back. So whatever we do get, if there's anything in the near future, we'll take it, and everybody will just work around it.
So what are sugar beet producers concerned with right now?
There's a couple of things out there right now causing concern. One is Alternaria. It's a disease, and I got some impacted fields that aren't doing the best, and along with that is some root aphids causing problems. So even though it's dry, we got problems coming from different directions.
I see some guys spraying.
Yes, sir. Guys are probably trying to put on their last spray right now to get them through the main dig. And like as we were talking, with the lack of rainfall, guys are staying on schedule, which is perfect. Trying to get ahead of all those pathogens. And I like it, but like I said, I'll take a little bit of rain.
And the factories seem to be handling everything, right?
Yep. As far as I know, they're still in their ramp-up processes, trying to make sure, everything's working correctly before they go full throttle. So I'd say everything's looking really good.
So any last-minute advice for our guys?
Pray for a little bit of rain. I'll take it.
There you go. Thanks a lot, Rob. We appreciate it. You have a great day, okay?
All right. You too. Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Rob Stoutenberg with Michigan Sugar Company. Foster Blue Water Oil will exceed your expectations with high-quality products and services that you can trust. Blue Water Oil can easily accomplish your fuel, propane, lubricant, exhaust, diesel exhaust fluid, and all your energy needs under one roof. Check them out, fosteroil.com, or give them a call today and learn more about how they can best serve you. Owned and operated by family with over 80 years experience, integrity to keep you moving forward at Freeland, at Foster Blue Water Oil. We're going to take a quick break, and then Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Jerry Samolsky from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. But first, this.
Soil prep for next year begins as soon as the harvest is over. Don't miss out on nutrients you can return to your soil. Applying a Dairy Dew compost blend accelerates the conversion of crop stubble into next year's plant food. That remaining plant material is full of nutrients you want to return to the soil. Dairy Dew blends from Morgan Composting, like K2, Gypsum Plus, and Layer Ash Blend with Gypsum, helps with decomposition, releasing those nutrients for next year's crops while also adding good biology and other missing nutrients to your soil. Like a lot of things right now, supplies are limited, so contact Morgan Composting to place your order for fall and lock in your price now. Crops don't wait. The seasons don't wait. You shouldn't wait. Address soil health now for better yields next year. Not sure which is the best Dairy Dew compost blend for your fields? Contact a soil health expert at Morgan Composting for a consultation and soil testing. Call today or visit dairydew.com to learn more.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Legendary Tree Care. You know, if you need some trimming done, tree removal, Legendary Tree Care will take care of it because no job is too big or too small. They are fully licensed and insured. They do specialize in the big projects, so check them out. LegendaryTreeCare.com or like them on Facebook. We say good morning to Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. A little bit earlier, Jerry, we were talking about you. Hopefully your ears were not ringing too bad. Water. Looks like there's a lot of plants out there that need it right now.
Yeah, Terry, I was glad to hear that the farm segment was talking about water, and they were talking about just a couple tenths of inch of rain. And, you know, again, our general public thinks that if the pavement's wet, then they got rain, they don't have to worry about things. Well, 2/10 of an inch, again, an eighth inch per day, that's gone in 2 days. And if the plant was needing it, 2/10 of an inch just doesn't do it. That 1 inch they were talking about would be a great addition to everything right now. We're trying to dig some evergreens in the field now. It's now fall dig time and transplant time for evergreens. We got to water before our spades can penetrate the ground. It is so dry and hard, our spades won't go in. So it is dry. That water is so important. Again, the most common asked question is, how much water do I do? And our turf that we're seeding right now is coming up slowly. We've not been getting a lot of rains like we typically do in early September. So it's still time again to keep that turf in and establish seeding. So have faith, it will come.
All right. Jerry, you take care. We'll talk to you again. All righty.
Yes, sir, Terry.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Another Jerry now. We want to get a little expertise going. He is our agricultural-based attorney, Jerry Reif. Jerry, we'll talk a little bit more probably next week about some of the topics that you are going to be talking about. But first of all, mark down on your calendar what date?
Next Thursday, the 19th of September, 2 o'clock at Capocco on Credit Union on Cabaret. It's just west of Bay and south of McCarty. Easy to get to Capocco Credit Union, 2 o'clock next Thursday. We're going to have another free workshop. You know, the biggest problem that people run into isn't the IRS or probate court or nursing home law. It's procrastination. Get at the time that you're not under stress or urgency, get it planned. I mean, we have physicals every annual or whatever, and you hope you come through with those, you know, good or better prognosis. Same with estate planning, and the rules are keeping changing. We got a new rule in powers of attorney effective in July. We got potentially estate and gift taxes changing. They're definitely going to change at the end of 2025. There's just too much to absorb, if you don't attack it before you have to.
And again,
So
your website where we should go to reserve is where?
JerryRifeLawyer.com. That's Jerry Rife Lawyer, my name, .com. Or call me at 989-790-1461. We'll answer your questions, and it's all free, and we offer, if you already have documents, we offer a second opinion and for no charge, and happy to do that. The key is to be prepared. That is the key, and we want to help you do that.
Jerry, thank you so much. We'll talk again next week, okay?
Yes, sir.
All
Take
right.
care.
Jerry Rife, attorney here in Saginaw. We'll be right back.
At Ranch and Farm Auctions, we understand that selling your property is about passing on a legacy, your legacy. Working with Ranch and Farm Auctions to auction your property is a promise to maximize our experience and knowledge to bring top dollar for every acre. Our national platform and extensive buyer database from across the country are uniquely positioned to bring more qualified buyers, which leads to premium bids on auction day. Visit ranchandfarmauctions.com or call auction expert Michael Turner at 989-305-9683.
Coming up tomorrow, we're going to try to touch base a little bit on the farm economy and what some of the experts are telling us right now. One thing is for sure, some of the farm organizations are really down on Congress, obviously because of the Farm Bill legislation, which looks like it's going to be pushed way back into next year. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude our program with a playing of our national anthem brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coins in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.